she discovered, she wanted to give something back for all the joy she'd reaped. She could accomplish all of that with her school. They would come, she told herself. They would come because her name was Kimball, and that meant something solid in the area. They would come because her name was Kate Kimball, and that meant something in the world of dance. Before long, she promised herself, they would come because the school itself meant something. Time for a new dream, she reminded herself, as she turned around the huge, echoing room. The Kimball School of Dance was her new obsession. She intended it to be just as fulfilling, just as intricate, and just as perfect as her old one. And it would, no doubt, entail as much work, effort, skill, and determination to bring to life. With her hands fisted on her hips, she studied the grime-gray walls that had once been white. They'd be white again. A clean surface for displaying framed posters of the greats. Nureyev, Fontaine, Baryshnikov, Davidov, Banyan. And the two long side walls would be mirrored behind their bars. This professional vanity was as necessary as breathing. A dancer must see each tiny movement, each arch, each flex, even as the body felt it. To perfect the positioning. It was really more window than mirror, Kate thought, where the dancer looked through the glass to see the dance. The old ceiling would be repaired or replaced, whatever was necessary. The furnace, she rubbed her chilly arms, definitely replaced. The floors sanded and sealed until they were a smooth and perfect surface. Then there was the lighting, the plumbing, probably some electrical business to see to. Well, her grandfather had been a carpenter before he'd retired, or semi-retired, she thought with affection. She wasn't totally ignorant of what went on in a rehab situation. And she'd study more, ask questions, until she understood the process and could direct the contractor she hired appropriately. Imagining what would be, she closed her eyes, dipped into a deep plie. Her body, long and wand slim, simply flowed into the movement until her crotch rested on her heels, rose up again, lowered again. She'd bundled her hair up, impatient to get out and take another look at what would soon be hers. With her movements, pins loosened, and a few locks of glossy black curls spilled out. Freed, they would fall to her waist, a wildly romantic look that suited her image on stage. Smiling, a bit dreamy, her face took on a quiet glow. She had her mother's dusky skin and high, slashing cheekbones, her father's smoky eyes and stubborn chin. It made an arresting combination, again a romantic one. The gypsy, the mermaid, the fairy queen. There had been men who'd looked at her, taken in the delicacy of her form, and had assumed a romanticism and fragility, and never anticipated the steal. It was always a mistake.
One of these days you're going to get stuck like that. Then you'll have to hop around like a frog.
Kate sprang up, eyes popping open. Brandon. With a full-throated war whoop, she leaped across the room and into his arms. What are you doing here? When did you get in? I thought you were playing winter ball in Puerto Rico. How long are you staying? He was barely 2 years her senior. An accident of birth he'd used to torment her when they'd been children, unlike her half-sister Frederica, who was older than both of them and had never lorded it over them. Despite it, he was the love of her life.
Which question do you want me to answer first?
Laughing, he held her away from him, taking a quick study of her out of tawny and amused eyes.
Still scrawny.
And you're still full of it. Hi. She kissed him smackingly on the lips. Mom and Dad didn't say you were coming home.
They didn't know. I heard you were settling in and figured I'd better check things out. Keep an eye on you.
He glanced around the big, filthy room, rolled his eyes.
I guess I'm too late.
It's going to be wonderful.
Gonna be. Maybe. Right now it's a dump.
Still, he slung his arm around.